Have you ever pondered the sheer influence foreign powers can wield on our social media platforms? As we delve into this intriguing topic, we uncover an intricate web of manipulation and deceit spun by none other than Russia's Federal Security Service, the FSB. The FSB's infiltration into American social media platforms, such as beforeitsnews.com, is a masterclass in manipulation. This insidious campaign, which began around the time of Crimea's annexation, cleverly utilizes legitimate investigators like Benjamin Fulford to distort the narrative. The FSB has effectively turned the term cabal into khazaria, a subtle shift that has profound implications. Fulford, under the influence of the FSB, began posting content filled with hatred towards Ukraine. This content, driven by the FSB and masquerading as the work of white hats, then permeated various blogs and social media channels, reaching figures such as Simon Parkes.
I just wanted to literally talk a little bit about the Ukraine situation. Those of you who've been around a while know that in 2015 I actually had a Skype conversation with Putin, and not a very long conversation, but I had a conversation with him, and I can absolutely tell you from my perspective that he isn't at all worried about what the BBC or anyone else is saying about him.
Charlie Ward, and even Tucker Carlson. The narrative painted Ukraine in a negative light, while Russia was portrayed as the beacon of good. The term deep state, a code word for the cabal, became synonymous with this narrative. The extent of this manipulation is such that Tucker Carlson even asked Putin, "Are you fighting the deep state in Ukraine?"
And twice you've described U.S. presidents making decisions and then being undercut by their agency heads. So it sounds like you're describing a system that's not run by the people who are elected, in your telling. Yes, exactly. You're describing two different systems. You say the leader acts in the interest of the voters, but you also say these decisions are not made by the leader, they're made by the ruling classes. You've run this country for so long, you've known all these American presidents. What are those power centers in the United States, do you think? Like, who actually makes the decisions?
The FSB's influence hasn't been limited to American media. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban too fell for this narrative. The supposed spokesperson for the cabal, George Soros, a Hungarian citizen, became Orban's target during his successful campaign. In essence, the FSB managed to fool millions with this crafty narrative. So, how did the FSB accomplish this feat? They leveraged the power of social media, its reach, and its ability to influence public opinion. They infiltrated platforms under the guise of legitimate investigators, subtly shifting narratives and spreading these manipulated narratives through various channels. In summary, the FSB's tactics involve the manipulation of narratives, the use of legitimate investigators to lend credibility, the spread of these narratives through social media, and the painting of Russia in a positive light. They have turned the term cabal into khazaria, created a negative image of Ukraine, and fooled influential figures and millions of people into believing their narrative.
He invaded Ukraine, killing thousands of people.
That's fine. That's fine with me.
Why do you think Putin's not the problem? He's the one that invaded Ukraine and has killed thousands of people.
Because Putin is trying to save his country from the likes of idiots like Zelensky and the elitists, and the elitists, and the elitists, and the elitists.
In this era of digital connectivity, the influence of foreign powers on our social media platforms is a reality we cannot ignore.
Unelected deep state operatives who defy the voters to push their own secret agendas are truly a threat to democracy itself.
It's a complex web of manipulation and deceit, and at the heart of it lies the FSB, spinning its narratives and shaping public opinion in its favor.